Illinois, or I should say Paducah, which is about 15 minutes outside of Metropolis, on the Kentucky side. We got to dip our feet into Kentucky, Eric.
It's true.
And we hung out with Rasco all day yesterday.
It was fun.
And we had a super good time. Whoa, shoot. And I'm trying to get us killed, too. That's fun. He was right in my blind spot. I was trying to get over because...
This person's trying to get over.
This person's trying to get over, yeah. Anyway, that was fun.
Yeah.
You guys hear that? I got honked at.
Did you ever,
Yesterday I got thrown out of a Toys R Us, and today I got honked at. It's early in the morning. We're kind of tired. Or we're waking up anyway.
Did I ever tell you the time I spun on the side of the highway?
No.
It was that exact situation. Although I don't think he was actually in my blind spot. I think he sped up to try and get past me as I was turning, or as I was merging.
Well, look at how fast that guy's going. That actually might be what just happened. But.
I course corrected, like over adjusted, and I went off the side of the highway and I was spinning in my car.
Oh man.
It was me and two other friends. We were completely silent, and then when the car stopped, my friend in the backseat just said, "Hey, you want to do that again?" And we got back on the road and just kept going.
That was fun. It was for Chinese.
Yeah.
So, did it botch up your tires?
Oh yeah. I didn't know that till later that day, but oh yeah.
Did it ruin your axle?
I don't know. That car was a piece of crap to begin with, so.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it like misaligned everything.
No, that's part of the reason I overcorrected was like when you turn, if you turn too much at all, the car would kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, it was not a great car. Also had no AC, which not fun in Florida.
First year I was married, there was a day where it was really icy, and I had to commute back to Lawrence to go to work. So I had like a 40-minute drive, which was longer because it was icy. And I was in the parking lot. We lived in an apartment complex, and I skid into a curb, and it hit my wheel real hard. And I got out and I looked, and I thought it was fine. It looked like I was all right, so I went ahead and drove to work. And somehow or rather, I didn't realize how misaligned I was until I got on the highway. But I drove the whole way to Lawrence like this.
Oh man!
Like my hands had to be like, instead of 10 and 2, it was like 11 and 4 or something, and just to keep it straight. So I worked at a toy store, this independent toy store, and I got along really well with my boss, and we were slow that day. I ended up spending the first 2 hours at work just making phone calls, trying to figure out how to get it repaired before I went back home. And anyway, that was awful. Have you ever hit a deer?
I've never hit a deer. My father has hit many deers.
Do they have deer in Florida?
West Virginia.
Oh, I'm just wondering if they have deer in Florida. That's a separate question.
There are places.
Okay.
No, where I lived, your big fear is boar.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. In Arkansas, of course, we had deer, but the main thing you would try to avoid on the road was armadillos.
We have those too.
Yeah?
Yep. Lots of armadillos.
A lot of people around here don't even know what armadillos look like.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah, because you won't see one.
Yeah.
I've never seen a coyote. Have you ever seen a coyote?
I don't think so. I've seen bobcats. We had some bobcats.
You ever seen a bobcat gold plate?
I've seen bobcat gold plate. Some of his films.
I hit a deer, I think that same year, and that was really scary. I was going pretty fast, and I was going the speed limit, but it was like 45, 50 where I was, and I hit this deer, and of course I stopped and I looked over because I figured I had killed it, and it got up and it Sarah's car's been through the ringer a little bit. That's all my fault. It's all me. Sarah's never been in a wreck.
I remember when I was a kid, like 3
Neither
or
of those
4
were
times.
exactly my fault. It wasn't like I was reckless. I haven't been in a car wreck since I was in high school, and I slammed into a black Saturn trying to make a left out of a parking lot when I was a stupid kid in high school. That one was my fault. But anyway.
Yeah, when I was a kid, 3 or 4 times I remember like we kept changing vehicles because my dad kept hitting the deer.
Really?
Yeah.
He was a deer magnet.
But I was so young, like I can't remember any details. Other than the fact that my grandfather had given my dad some kind of like special steering wheel, and when he wrecked the last one I remember being wrecked, my grandfather was really angry and took the steering wheel back. And like that seemed normal, but never again in my life have I ever seen anyone give anyone else a steering wheel.
Or someone decide that their steering wheel is defective and they need to return it.
Well, I think it was just a cool steering wheel. Like I think he gave him like a cool steering wheel and then like took it back when my dad wrecked the car.
Oh, was that what it was? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought you meant I was imagining something else. I think you meant your dad was like blaming the steering wheel for the deer.
No, my grandfather took it back from my father.
Oh man.
You know what's weird? I remember
figure out how to stop hitting deer.
I remember what I was doing that night. Like,
how old were you? Like
4 or 5?
Oh wow, okay.
Maybe, but I distinctly remember. My mom has to like go get my dad or something because he's on the side of the road or something like that. Like for some reason, my next door neighbor comes over to watch me, and I watch a tape of Peanuts cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember the logo that would pop up at the beginning of the tape? I think it's the old Warner logo, but it looks like shoelaces. It's the 3 bars.
I remember that. Now that you say that.
Yeah, it's like burned into my brain. I don't know why, but like I just had this really distinct like small Brown I was watching. I just know it was a Charlie Brown. I think it was a football-based one.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Or a baseball-based one, something like that. But yeah.
Well, remember that they played baseball a lot.
But I think whenever the episode was like on the tape was specifically about baseball, but I might be wrong.
So it wasn't just the typical pitching scene.
Yeah.
The Lucy at on the mound or whatever.
Yeah. No, I think it was a whole baseball episode, but I might be wrong.
It's a long time.
I love the Peanuts.
And I missed that movie, and everybody said it was really good.
You know what? I didn't see that movie either, and people said it was good.
We should watch that.
We should. I've got a real.
Because my dad is a huge Peanuts fan.
Oh,
and
really?
I meant to take him, and we just didn't. Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for Charles Schulz, and I love making the main character of a children's series like suffer from depression.
Yeah.
And like self-image problems because everyone's mean to him. And see, I have this theory that Peanuts. I don't know why Charlie Brown doesn't just kill himself because like everyone hates him.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what it is. I think we are seeing the world through Charlie Brown's eyes. Always, even when Charlie Brown's not there, we're with other characters. It's what he thinks they're doing.
I had that thought too. Yeah.
I really like that series. I think it's a really smart children's series.
Well, I always thought that Snoopy was evidence to that.
Yeah.
Smart for a dog.
Yeah. And there's no other talking animals, are there?
Huh.
Well, not that Snoopy's talking, but
no, but he clearly acts more like a human than.
He wrote a novel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He can fly an airplane. Well, at least you can imagine he's flying an airplane.
Yeah, not typically playing pretend, but I've seen a couple of dogs. They usually don't pretend to be World War I flying aces.
We do go to his POV.
Yeah.
And he has his imagination, and he thinks about doing things, and could be that. But I don't know. It might be what can I think of?
Charlie Brown?
Yeah, thank you. It might be Charlie Brown imagining that for him, right? Like.
Yeah.
But then in Peanuts, don't we also go to other people's POVs? There are scenes that Charlie Brown's not in.
Yeah, well,
so that becomes somewhat problematic.
Well, I think a lot of those could be interpreted as that's what he thinks is happening. Like I'm thinking of like Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Like we cut to the Halloween party, and they're like, I hope Charlie Brown doesn't show up. Like I think that could be what he's thinking. But especially when we get into the animated
He's imagining
specials.
all the horrible things that people are saying about him behind his back.
But especially when we get into the animated specials, other people do have other plot lines. Like, I'm
Right.
sure he's not thinking in the same Great Pumpkin special. I'm sure he's not thinking about what Linus and Lucy are doing in the pumpkin patch. Like, I think it's a fair read, but I also think there's a lot of just like, well, it was for kids, and they
weren't thinking as much about it as we are.
Yeah.
Well, I think the question is more, was that the intent with the comic strips?
Yeah.
In the first place?
And I know the comic strips, I've never read them, but like I flipped through them. Because my siblings have gotten them out from the library and things like that. And it starts and they're like 3. They age up to the age everyone thinks they are.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then they stop. But yeah, no, they start real little and then they age.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we played with POV a lot in comic strips. We get a lot of comedy mileage out of that.
Yep.
Like Garfield is all from his perspective, and he's thinking things, and his owner doesn't know what he's saying, right?
Right. No, he knows. John knows.
Oh,
He responds to him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's this whole thing online.
This is not my area of expertise, and I haven't looked at comic strips in a long time. I was never a fan, really.
In recent years, I have discovered the love of the comic strip, but not in the form that it's taken now, in like Dick Tracy and Flash Gordon, and like the ones
Serialized stuff.
Yeah, going back and reading old Dick Tracy, I was like, oh, this is like TV. This is like a serialized television show. Like I was blown away by early Dick Tracy strips.
You wait all week to find out what happens next.
Well, no, it's because it's daily. You get an installment every day.
You wait all day to find out what happens.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a daily strip. But now that you're saying that, a lot of those weren't they? Because you had a daily Superman strip.
Most of them were daily, and then it had a Sunday, and sometimes they were not connected. Like Flash Gordon is all Sundays, but there is a daily strip made by someone else that doesn't inform the Sunday strips. Dick Tracy, I think he did do the Sundays, or maybe the Sundays were an alternate case, where like you were almost seeing like 2 stories at once. But you know, I've in recent years I've come to really appreciate that form and the simplicity and cleanness of just like 3 or 4 panels.
Yeah.
You have to convey a beginning, middle, and end in 3 or 4 panels, and I think that's fascinating. But as far as the like gag strips, like Garfield and Peanuts, like I liked them when I was a kid, but I don't know. I like Garfield. I like Calvin Hobbes. I mean, everybody likes Calvin Hobbes. Have you ever seen Garfield minus Garfield? It's this thing, and it doesn't actually work, and because
I love your sales pitches.
well, the premise is that John's crazy because cats don't talk. So therefore, Garfield's not real, and so they just have Garfield, the three panel, gag strips, but Garfield's removed, and they're hilarious because John's reacting to nothing.
Yeah. I think you've told me about this before, but it doesn't seem like that would be funny.
It is.
Because you just have thought balloons coming from nowhere, and you're like, okay, there was a cat there. Like,
well, no, you get rid of the thought balloons. It's as if he doesn't exist. So you're just seeing John react to nothing.
Oh, not even the dialogue.
Yeah. You just like there's a panel where there's one where it's like just John like just staring. Second panel, John just staring, and the third panel's like, all right, I'll do it.
That's really funny. So why do you say it doesn't work?
Because there are strips, and they don't use these strips, but there's strips where like he takes him to the veterinarian and things like that. Like other people are where Garfield exists.
Yeah.
So it only works if you just
You never have a point where somebody's like, "What are you talking about?" There's no one there.
Yeah, but they're real funny.
Yeah, I gotta look at that. That sounds great.
My favorite one is one where in the third panel John's dressed as a clown, and because the first 2 panels don't explain anything because Garfield's not there, I don't know why he's dressed as a clown. It's great.
I'm so always curious about that Spider-Man strip that Stan Lee did forever.
Yeah, and it's still running, I believe.
Is it still running?
It recently ended.
I knew it was as of 5 years ago.
Apparently, I don't know about the Stan Lee years.
I've never known anybody that's read it.
But in the more recent years, apparently that is a strip of Spider-Man just constantly hitting his head and getting knocked out. I saw one. Someone just like put together like a bunch of different like panels from that comic over the past like 5 years or whatever, and it's just him getting knocked out over and over and over again. But yeah, I've always been interested in the Stan Lee stuff too, because I think John Domina Sr. draws some of that.
Yeah, I assume some of that's collected.
I believe so. But I also never hear me talking about it. Like, I don't know if it's any good.
No, but I'd be interested in sampling it.
And I mean, obviously, that's part of the reason Mary Jane and Peter get married. Like, it's important for that, because they get married in the comic strip. And then Marvel goes, well, we gotta follow suit.
Now that you say that, I remember hearing about that.
They had a whole wedding and everything. No, like, I mean, in New York, there was a wedding for Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
And Peter David was the minister.
I didn't know that. That's fun. So they just got somebody to dress up as Mary Jane?
I guess. I've never seen pictures. I've only heard Peter David talk about it. I think I mentioned it in, like, Marvel The Untold Story. But what I don't get is, I don't know, it seems like nobody remembered that happened, because nobody in the real world was upset that Spider-Man's marriage got blinked out of existence. Like, no, we held an official event. It happened in my mind. I remember it. You can't take my memories.
Once we renewed the vows, we should have in real life renewed the vows. How come we didn't get Peter David back and renew the vows?
To disavow the vows in the first place?
No, I mean like now that we've renewed it. Because, I mean, that's a thing couples do.
Yeah, it's true. Although he's not writing that book.
I wish I had. Was he writing the book in the first place?
I think he was writing one of the Spider-Man books at the time.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's when he's writing Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah, but you just bring back because he did it in the first place.
Yeah.
Don't overthink that.
Okay.
I wish I had been there. Of course, I was a kid, but I wish I'd been there for the funeral they had in Metropolis when Superman died.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. I mean, I would have been too young. I would have been 2.
I was 9. And real aware of all that.
That makes sense. We were 7 years apart. I did the math real quick to make sure that actually checked out. And it does.
Or maybe it was 8. It would have been 8. But yeah.
Well, it's 93, right?
Yeah, 92.
Oh, it's 92? Okay, I'm 1.
Yep. Eric is barely alive.
Yep.
Eric's not even walking yet. Do you know if you were like an early walker, or if you were one of those kids that like Jason, like barely crawled?
I don't know. I can ask my mom. I know that I was like potty trained within like a week of being 2.
You were gonna say being born.
No. Yeah, I was real advanced. And just doing push-ups and stuff.
How does that work?
And not like regular push-ups, like the ones where you clap.
Eric was doing the salmon ladder. It was amazing.
But do you have any like real early memories? Like way too early memories?
I'd have to rack my brain a little bit.
I was 2 when my sister was born.
Because it's hard to know when certain things happen.
Yeah.
You know, or like you'll have a memory that you think is real early, but you're like, I'm not sure what age I was, so I might have been 5 or 6, I'm not sure. But as far as like going all the way back to like 2 or 3, honestly, I'm not sure.
I was 2 when my sister was born, and I know where I was. Because they left me at someone's, I don't know whose, but they left me at someone's, and I was watching Three Musketeers. The Disney one.
Wow.
And I borrowed it, and I never returned it.
That's surprising that you have a memory that early.
Now, it's entirely possible that, like, I'm confusing 2 memories, and, like, but I'm pretty sure that's where I was.
The thing is, I've been told about a lot of things that we did when I was around 2, and so I don't have memories of them, but I've been told about them.
Right.
And sometimes, like, that will manifest into memories, but you're like, those aren't real memories because you weren't actually there. But apparently, we went to the Hershey factory in Pennsylvania. I've always wanted to actually go there. Like,
and you just have all this like sense memory stuff just come flooding back?
Probably not, but I just want to go there. So I had to go when I was 2, but I didn't actually get to go. The only time I've been out of the country was when I was 2. Apparently I went to Montreal. I've never actually been to Montreal.
I haven't been to Montreal either.
Since then, if I can remember it, we should go to Canada.
I think my family went to Canada recently. For years,
I don't mean like flee the country and go to Canada for like the
because they have a good immigration program
doing it, right? But I'd like to visit.
And I have a couple like memories. Like, I can remembering seeing my sister walk for the first time. Like, I know exactly where in the house it is. I don't actually remember that. I just remembering it.
Yeah, I have a lot of that. Most of my memories seem to be around, like, my earliest memories seem to be around 4. I don't know if I go back much farther than that. You know, Sarah and I are going to Germany this year. Have I even told you that?
I want to say you've brought it up before.
I think we finally figured out the week we're going.
Oh, cool.
I think we're gonna go in November.
Oh, cool.
Because Sarah's grandfather, runs the Martin Luther tours, or some Martin Luther tours.
Oh, interesting.
Out there, so we're going to volunteer to help him. We get a free trip out of it.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. I almost went last year by myself, and I decided to wait until Sarah could come with me.
But you can finally go to her native tongue.
Right.
Of German.
Yeah, when she was a kid. I don't know if you know that.
I did know that. That's why I made that joke.
Yeah. And then when she got back, she kept studying it, so she's fluent. I mean, she's probably a little rusty now because she doesn't speak it all the time, but she was taking like really advanced German classes by the time she was in college. She just kept going with it. So she took everything in high school, and then I think she had even another 2 or 3 years of it in college.
Once she just...
Yeah.
In 10 miles, keep left on I-57 north towards
Yeah, have I told you that story? How her career was basically a coin toss?
No.
It was when she came to KU, and of course we met 2 weeks after she came to KU. She told me when we met on our first date that we didn't meet on our first date. She told me on our first date.
About halfway through we met.
That she was going on the architecture track, but she could see herself if the first couple semesters she decided she wasn't digging that, jumping over onto the linguistics track, but she'd about already made up her mind, like that probably wasn't going to happen. And you know Sarah, like she's not a real hesitant person. Like she makes her mind up and then she just goes. And but apparently she liked linguistics and architecture
about the same.
And so it was kind of just a coin flip.
Interesting.
But if she hadn't decided on architecture, she wouldn't have been at KU in the first place, and I never would have met her.
Oh.
Because KU's a really good architecture school. That's why she was there.
It was your destiny.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'm pointing at things that people can't see, but
well, is that trees?
Gas exit 7, real pretty trees.
Wolf Creek Antiques. I wonder how far off that exit that is.
Goreville. I hope they have a Halloween thing every year.
Yeah. Yeah, Goreville's weird because it used to be like a really nice, wholesome place, a Halloween place. But it was always called Goreville, so that's weird.
How terrifying would it be? Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna pull off. Oh, we see some gas and we're just gonna pull off. Where are we? Goreville.
Ah!
Oh, we should see if we can find that one place.
What one place?
The restaurant.
We should.
I don't know what it's called.
We'd have to eat there for lunch.
It's like the Minor 49 or something like that.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. Okay, let's pull off and see if we can find that store. And then...
In Goreville?
yeah, we're going...
Oh no! Everyone, we're going to Goreville!
Goreville, sir! Have a great good time. Okay, if this isn't too far off the road... Oh, 3.5 miles. I don't want to do that. Never mind.
We're not going to Goreville, thank
We
God.
are not going to Goreville. I didn't know it was going to be 3.5 miles to get to that store.
6.5 miles. Keep left on I-57 north towards Chicago.
Chicago. You know where I've never been that I'd like to go? Like within the country?
Chicago?
I'd like to go to Seattle.
Yeah?
That's where Ghostbusters are,
That's
apparently, in my brain.
Quarter mile. Turn right onto Benson.
No, I'd like to go to Seattle. I'd like to go back to New York. I haven't been since I was a kid.
And I've never been to.
I have this distinct memory.
Wait a minute. Am I going to have to get back on 24 East and then turn back around? Or...
No, there should be a loop up here, it says. It's 400 feet.
Turn right onto Benson Loop.
That doesn't look fun.
Yeah, I'm right. Dang it. I messed that up.
In a quarter mile.
Well, I might as well go to the antique place
I'll
now.
just go to the antique place, yeah. Alright. You might want to turn the
Turn
lady's
right
voice
onto
off
Benson
then.
Loop.
She's going to try to keep routing me back.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, no, do that. Oh, touch turn the volume down.
That'll do it. Word.
I was gonna say something.
But no, this will be good because we can stop at this place and then we can...
Figure out where the Minor 49er is. It's not called the Minor
Yeah,
49er.
quit saying
Okay.
that.
Oh yeah, because it'll stick in your brain.
I'm trying to figure out what it's
Yeah.
called. But what I'll do, pictures and see if I can find the picture I took of the sign.
Yeah, I thought I took a picture of the sign too, but I couldn't find it in my pictures. Like a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about taking this trip.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like 20s?
No, I'll know when I hear it. Because I looked at the picture recently and I tried to commit it to memory and I can't remember it. Those clouds are a little ominous.
Yeah.
I imagine we'll get some rain today. Because I don't know, we might end up following that storm.
We're storm chasers?
Or maybe it's going in a different direction. Because this is
That's sad.
the direction we'll be traveling. What kind of animal was it? That is sad.
Will we be riders in the storm?
Yeah. We'll be riding the storm out. Riding the storm out. Da-da-da-da.
There's a lot of open farmland. There's like
Horses.
cows and horses.
Yeah, you probably haven't seen a lot of this.
Not since I was a kid. Like this looks a lot like, not specifically like where I grew up, but like what it would look like when we travel.
Yeah.
No, this is real nice. It's
This
real.
is just my whole life. Like, you guys can't see all this countryside, but Eric's really enjoying himself.
Bays of Hail.
That sounds like a good name for a rock band.
Yeah, but it's hail like H-A-L-E, and there's like sleet coming down, like hail.
Yeah, that's actually legitimately cool. Bales of hail. Ugh. I love that. Oh, we gotta write that down.
Aces.
Aces.
Market and deli.
At this rate, we're gonna be home at like
11.
or midnight.
Yep.
If we do much more of this, but I don't know. This is fun.
Oh no! We're in Goreville!
Oh no!
Oh, the Black Cats!
That's
Fuck
okay.
you!
That's okay. They like Mountain Dew, so it's cool. That's how they get you. They lure you in
Your
with
name is
Mountain Dew.
Goreville. Why would you pick a Black Cat as your...
I was trying to figure out why you decided you needed to swear at them. Said, Black Cats! F you! I was like, what, Eric, why is that a problem? Oh, yeah, because...
Superstitions, dude!
Yeah, for anybody that's superstitious, this already sounds like the scariest place imaginable. And then you picked a black cat. I'm surprised when we pulled into town we didn't have to drive under a ladder.
Oh, I was gonna talk about when I was.
This antique place.
That's up the road.
Up the road. Welcome to Goreville. This is the kind of stuff I do all the time if I'm by myself.
Oh, it's a crooked cross.
I love going into towns like this. I'm sorry, you were saying something.
When I was gonna tell you about when I went to New York when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember.
Drive past this store. I still don't see it.
There's a canopy tour.
Yeah,
we must have passed it.
That.
Or not?
No, maybe not. There wouldn't have been signs for it everywhere like that if it was this hard to find, right?
Yeah.
I would have expected, like, if they're paying for billboards like that, that's a bigger store.
Yeah.
And yet we're about to come into the next town.
Yeah. We must have just missed it.
Well, I would think so. Should I go and turn around, you think?
Yeah, I mean, what are the chances it's like right over the ridge? Like, that's real spooky looking.
Well, you are in Goreville.
I am in Goreville, and if there was ever a building for Goreville, and there's a broken down shack there.
Yeah. That's kind of scary.
That looks like the building you would expect to find in Goreville, right? That white building?
Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be disappointed if we don't find this.
I apologize if any of our listeners live in Goreville and are offended by our color commentary of your town.
I really want one of our 31 patrons to live
in Goreville. Oh, and if they do, they're going to be so angry. Because they're going to be like...
It was right there! Oh.
Yeah, like, you were here in my town!
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, I thought you were...
Because they won't hear about it till later.
Angry because we couldn't find that store.
No, they'll be angry because we were right near them.
Well...
Somebody has a Reuben? That's kind of interesting. I've discovered
they had all these signs for this store.
Yeah.
And you'd think we would have seen another one by now if we're not all over it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big deal, but we drove all the way here now.
The painting on the side of that wall,
Yeah.
I think is unintentionally funny.
There it is.
Oh, cool.
It's that store and it's closed.
Of course it is.
That is a surprisingly small store for having a sign on the highway.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we gotta get back to...
Yes.
Although, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out, but...
Just go back the way you came.
Well, exactly. And then we just get back on
Turn
around
left onto
24.
Hale Street.
We turn onto
Turn
Hale
left
Street.
onto South Hubbard Avenue.
Left.
Proceed to South Broadway.
Or not.
No, I shouldn't have to turn anywhere. I didn't turn anywhere to get in here. I just
In a
gotta...
quarter mile, turn left onto Side Street.
Yeah, I don't know what it's doing.
I don't know what it's doing either. You might want to just reroute us.
Okay.
Bales of hail. You know, we did have to turn
At some
somewhere
point,
to
yeah.
get into Goreville, didn't we? Oh. Okay. Well,
It's routing us now. It says take a sharp right onto South Fly Avenue.
let's not do that, especially because we're nowhere near anything called that. This is supposed to take us back to 24. So that's where the turn was.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. And then we just got to get back going west. 3 miles down the road. Okay, well, that was fun. And I didn't stop anywhere to look at my phone and try to figure out where that restaurant is.
Good.
We don't want to get too far down the road because we might pass it.
Yeah.
I should have just stopped somewhere. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, it says in 2.4 miles we'll take a left to I-24 West.
Well, that's precisely what I would have done.
you're here.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd just be sitting on the side of the road next to that creepy shack.
I mean, I wouldn't have gotten off at that exit.
Oh, wait, maybe you could be driving. Well, no, the way you postulated that, I was like, man, if you weren't here, the car couldn't even go anywhere. It couldn't even drive. Man, you pull into Guerville and you have to drive into a mirror that shatters.
Or it's like In the Mouth of Madness, where like we just keep looping the town.
Oh my god, that would be horrifying.
Yeah. But we've seen the movie, so we're prepared for it. We're ready
going forward, and then suddenly you're back in the middle of a mob, a lynch mob, with pitchforks and stuff. I think I like that movie.
I like that movie quite a bit. It wins you over, Sam Neill and Ra's al Ghul.
It's super creepy.
I'm thinking about trying to change my pronunciation of Ra's over to Raish.
I don't care. You and your pronunciations, I don't care.
Because I say Ra's because of Batman Begins, and like that's kind of where I start to really learn about that character. Because like I knew him in the cartoon, but I didn't remember his name. But I think it's supposed to be Raish. And
completely interchangeable.
And Dennis O'Neil says it's Raish, and so I feel like I should say Raish. I'm gonna try and work on that.
Arrow does both.
I know, which is nuts.
It's nuts. They do both. The director on the day doesn't know. But I think even...
If you're making the show, you need to pick one of the two pronunciations.
There may be episodes where you hear both in the same episode. I'm not sure.
No, there are. They're just never on screen at the same time, I don't think.
Yeah.
But no, there are definitely
different
episodes
actors
where...
pronouncing it differently, and the director doesn't know or doesn't care.
Yep.
I mean, that's a problem that you have with a lot of shows, but eventually you kind of, like, land on a pronunciation. It's not like this is a made-up thing that we just didn't know how to pronounce yet, and everybody had their own read, you know?
Yeah, there are two very distinct takes.
It's not like Angelus versus Angelus in Buffy. Because remember, it's Angelus for a while.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, in Buffy, they keep calling him Angelus whenever they bring that, and when he turns back into Angelus, they call him Angelus, and then in Angel, they start saying Angelus. Yeah,
I didn't remember that.
We have a lot of this with Star Trek and pronunciations. I told you about the Bajor thing.
Yeah,
it's Bajor with Picard for a while, and the plural of Bajoran is Bajora for a while, and that goes away.
It says keep left in 6.2 miles.
Okay. If there's, and there probably won't be, but if there's another decent exit soon, I'll take it so that we can stop trying to figure out where the restaurant is.
Alright.
I doubt seriously if we've passed it yet, don't you?
I agree.
Because this is that kind of dead patch where there's not much to stop at.
What state are we in? Are we still in Illinois? Okay.
What?
I'm gonna try and like Google something to see if
you can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not just be invalids. We do have the whole of known human knowledge in our pockets now.
It's true.
More or less. Maybe less. Still lots of good information in books that'll never make it into the internet.
Is it the 20s hideout?
It's the hideout, that's it.
Yep. Alright,
well done.
do you want me to route us there?
Well, just tell us where it is and if we're past it. Yeah, get into the map and see where it is.
Yeah.
Where we are.
No, I just want to copy it.
Well, no, just go to the map and type in the name of this place.
I know. Yeah, Yeah.
You don't need to copy anything.
Well, I was trying to copy the actual exact address.
Yeah, I just find that irritating with those. Sorry, I'm front seat phoning.
It's alright.
Apparently. I go, you just drive the car, okay? Yeah, if it's like half an hour, an hour.
We are 13 minutes away.
Ah, cool. Let's just go there.
Yep.
Let's do it. That's exciting.
It is exciting. I'm glad I thought of it here.
Yeah. We should take more pictures this time and post them to...
We have a camera. Well, we could like shoot in front of it.
We can shoot in front of it.
I don't know if they want to shoot inside, but
Yeah, but
I guess we could just take
I
pictures.
don't know if there's a video there.
No, just this is a cool place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know what I would do with that footage.
Well, if you spliced everything we've done on our trip together, like with Rasco stuff, you might be able to splice it in there somewhere.
Yeah, but I was going to make that like 3 separate videos.
Yeah. Were you gonna split the footage?
Yeah, I'm going to split the footage. Yeah, I'm going to make it so it looks like there's 2 Erics and 2 Rascos. We're going to split it. So what city is that in? Like, what's the name of that town? I'm just curious. Doesn't have one.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to. Not on where I'm looking at it.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Not in the actual map. You know, if Split was part of our Marvel Mania,
I got to make a left to get to Marvel.
no, it's just keep left on I-57.
Oh, I see. Okay. You said that. Sorry.
But if we were if we were doing Split for Marvel Mania, we'd get a shirtless villains alley.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the same thing. But the question is, could we not get more than one shirtless villain?
Do you think each of those
Because
guys count?
That's what I'm saying. If it's a different personalities, count as different people, you have at least 3 shirtless villains in that movie.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, Patricia's trying to not be shirtless.
Oh, that
but
thing he does, just the
It's
second
great.
switches over with the. Oh, it's great.
He's amazing.
He's so good.
Whether you like that movie or not,
He's
that is one of the
amazing.
greatest performances I've seen in a long time.
Yep. And it never felt. It never felt like, oh, he's doing a silly voice.
No, the voices were all real distinct, and he didn't have any trouble keeping up with them, keeping them consistent. Excuse me.
So yeah, it's here. I think where you want to keep left.
Right. I'm gonna keep
Okay.
going north.
Yep. We must press on.
And we'll all float on, okay. All right, already we'll all float on.
Are you a Mars Mouse fan?
Not really.
I got a friend who is, and he kind of hates that song because one, it's the only song everybody knows. He's like, but it's
Yeah.
also not indicative of the rest of their music.
I don't know the rest of the music.
I don't either. But my friend really likes them.
I just listened to the radio a lot right then, and
I heard a song the other day at work.
I can't tell you how often I get that while someone's singing a song and somebody's like, "You're not actually a fan of that band, right? Because you're singing the one song everyone knows."
No.
I get that all the time with things.
I was specifically asking if you were Van Mars Mouse.
Oh, that's cool.
But I heard a song the other day where I was like, oh man, I'm able to listen to this song. Because the last time I heard this, it was every third song on the radio.
Uh-huh.
But like now it's a little bit nostalgic. I don't know what song it was. It's not like a terrible
You
song.
don't hear it 15 times a day. You
Yeah.
listen to it now. I had that with Coldplay and Clocks.
I had that with the Killers, that song where they go, I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. I got so tired of that.
I never really hear that song that much.
I didn't either. And Black Parade. Michael Roach's Black Parade. for a while. I was like, I never need to hear that song. I like the album. I don't like that song
I
anymore.
think maybe the most overplayed song in history is When September Ends. Oh my god, I was so done with that song. I
Yeah.
was like, you should only be able to play that song 1 month of the year. You can play it all you want to in September, but when we get to October, you're done. That's it. And I also felt that way about Danny California.
Danny California.
That's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Which song is that?
Like their 35th song about how obsessed they are with California.
I like Californication.
Well, yeah, me too. But and of course in the '90s that was played kind of maybe overplayed, but I also don't like Danny Out of California as a song. So
Right.
anyway, that's the one that's like California. I can't remember the words anymore.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't want to get it in my head because I don't like that song, and I got sick of it on the radio all the time. But anyway, Californication's great.
I'm sure there's.
Space might be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
I'm sure there's.
It's one of the greatest song lyrics of all time.
There's a Nickelback song that just constantly got played. But I can't think of what it is.
Well, I mean, there's several, but yeah.
Rockstars wasn't played as often as I would think. It
Oh,
would.
yeah, it was.
Was it?
No, I couldn't handle that. The only reason I didn't hear it all that much is because I always changed the station.
Photograph. That song.
Photograph!
Photograph.
Last photograph!
Okay.
My wife used to make fun of that song all the time. We would just that's one of the most parodiable songs.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen the music video? The music video drives me up the wall because he's holding the photograph. He goes, "Look at this photograph," and he goes, one of the opening words is, "What the hell's on Jimmy's head?" There's nothing on Jimmy's head. There's nothing there. Like, you see the picture he's talking about, and there's a lyric about what's on Jimmy's head. There's nothing there. Unless maybe a slight lens flare, but there's nothing on his head. It bothers me. It's always bothered me.
Yeah, like, rule of thumb in music videos is that generally it's not supposed to be a direct translation of the song to the thing, but like...
What happens when I hold the picture in front of you?
Yeah. I wouldn't do it like that. Right in your face.
I mean, the best has nothing to do with the song music video ever is Holy Diver. Holy Diver is the greatest music video I've ever seen.
I've never seen that. I don't know a lot of music videos, actually.
Holy Diver is
But I love
just
that song.
Dio with a sword wandering through a castle.
That's great!
And whatever you're thinking of is a better lit castle than what he's going through. It's just a big open white castle. Like, it's not like moody, or it's just him walking through a castle. It's the best.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I got Tim Lyons to do Holy Diver for karaoke?
No.
And it was just the best.
Oh, I bet it was.
He was amazing. I was like, Tim, I got a song I want you to do. I was like, you gonna do it? He was like, what is it? I was like, whatever I say, will you just commit to doing it? He was like, all right. I said, Holy Diver. He goes, okay. He's like, I know that. Yeah, it was great.
I also don't know what Holy Diver's about or what the words
I don't
mean.
either, and I don't care. It's a great song.
It's a great song.
I played that for Jason. He thought that was the best song.
It's the best song. It used to be on Rock Band or Guitar Hero, one of those.
Yeah, it was. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say that, I remember the licks, yeah. You know what? You've been with me for almost 6 months. We still never sat down and played Rock Band.
Never sat down and played Rock Band.
We gotta do that.
Do you know how many people in the world are having the exact same conversation of just like, you know, we play Rock Band a lot. We should play Rock Band. Not right now, but we should play Rock Band.
5, maybe?
No, I bet you there's a lot of people being like, oh man, you remember Rock Band? We should play Rock
How much fun
Band.
that was. Yeah. Because right now, you know, I've got everything set up in the game room, and there's not a lot of space in there.
Yeah.
I almost want to break down and get a drum kit for the 360, but I'm limited to tracks and things there because library. I only ever had everything on disc, songs. I just had discs. So I have probably 7 or 8 discs on PS2. And, quite a few things we can play, but
when people flipped when they took the library down.
yeah.
Alright, so
I don't think they brought it back when they brought the game back, did they?
I don't think
or
so.
Or is it a different library?
I think it's a completely different library. We're off at exit 53, and then we're going to make a right onto West Main Street. So we're navigating
Thanks,
here.
GPS, man.
Last time we were on a road trip, when Cap went and got me about 6 months ago,
Yeah, tell that story.
we just randomly got off. I don't know if we were looking for food or
We were looking for a hotel.
We were looking for a hotel. Yeah.
Wait.
Were we?
No. You're right. We were looking for gas or for food.
Yeah.
Because we were on our way back from Metropolis to stay the night with Sarah's dad.
Yes.
I remember that because we were running late because we got stuck at that restaurant.
Yeah.
We were there too long, and I had to text her dad and tell him that we were going to be like an hour later than we said we would.
So we just randomly get off. I think we are looking for food. And we're in the parking lot for a restaurant, and Cap's like, I don't really want to go here. And then we just look over, and there's this, like, 20s diner. And we're like,
that looks
let's
really,
try there.
Really cool, yeah. We were a little bit worried about price and stuff. We were like, whatever, let's just go there.
Yeah.
Okay, where am I going? You said a left on...
Right.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right on West Main Street.
Thank you, sir. Ooh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Get to go back here. I'm glad you brought that up, because I had forgotten all about it. We talked about doing that yesterday.
Yeah.
What a trip right past it. I'm also really glad that you went ahead and just looked it up on Google like that.
Yeah, because if we waited till the next exit, we might have missed it. Yeah.
We definitely would have. Or we would have wound up at it.
Yeah,
This
true.
would have been the
That
next
would have been
exit.
amazing.
Yeah. We're like, well, find us a gas station. It's right behind the gas station again. Well, yeah, they've not moved it. Okay, where are we going?
It's over here. I think it's right behind the Cracker Barrel, because we were going to go to Cracker Barrel, and you were like,
That's
I don't
what it
like
was.
Cracker Barrel.
I don't dislike
There it
Cracker
is.
Barrel,
The
but
hideout.
wasn't especially in the mood for that. I hope it's open.
Yeah, it doesn't look open, but it said it was open from like 11. Oh, they just opened. It's like 11 to...
We may end up being their first customers. I wonder if they'll have a piano player today.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we didn't mention that. They've got live music.
Yeah. They don't look open.
They do not look open. Double check and make sure they're open.
Yeah. I'm bummed out if we can't eat here.
Me too.
Well, we can just go up to the door.
No, I don't want to go to Yelp.
Well, folks, we'll tell you about this experience when we get back.
Perhaps in 20 seconds, perhaps in 20 minutes. Yeah, either 11 a.m. to 9.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
All right.